going to be finishing the second part of my almost dying story. And when we left off I left off at where I thought I was going to die, which I was in the car and, I'm going to pass out. And then my sister wakes me up. So let's continue that right now. So after I got, my sister woke me up, I was like, okay, and now what do I do? So like I was thinking to myself, wow, I almost just died, but my sister just helped me a lot, and it's really awesome. And let me just say this, I have two sisters, but only one of them was there because the other one actually no, yeah, just one of them was there. I don't know what happened to the other one. I don't think she was here at the time. I think she was just like, I don't know, somewhere else. But yeah, the oldest sister came and she basically she just like kept me awake, make sure I didn't pass out and just completely flatline, because if that happened I wouldn't be here today. So once that happened, we came in and I was like, I couldn't walk. I was so it was like, have you ever been so dizzy that like you start wobbling? I was like that the entire, like my vision was all blurry. My mouth was like still kind of gushing with blood. We cleaned it up. Most of the blood was like in the sink. Excuse me, sorry. I have a soda that I just drank. So most of the blood was like in the sink already, so it wasn't that bad, but I was still bleeding. So, but my mom was like, here, make sure. So we got in. I peed my pants. It was really awkward. So they got me in a I guess a bed, or just like one of those hospital beds, a gurney, I guess. No, gurney is when you picture. Alright, besides the point, they got me in one of those beds and they said that he's gonna be okay and that he just needs to have anesthesia. So once they put the anesthetic on, I passed out. I never experienced anesthetics before, so I was really weirded out. So when I was like, when I just fell asleep, I was dreaming of I was riding a unicorn with rainbows coming out of his butt and me shooting lasers from my eyes. It was really weird. I really didn't know, like, I didn't know if it was real or not, and it really just weirded me out, and I just, it's weird. So after that happened, I woke up with people having 4 different foreheads, because anesthetics is weird, and I was fine. I could talk normal. It's just my vision was not impaired. My vision was messed up, as you could say. So once that cleared up, my sister asked a couple questions. She's like, oh, do you remember me? What's my name? And I had a name for my sister because she had a lot of pimples back then. I was like, oh, your name is a Pimpleitis. You're a T-Rex with pimples. And she's like, no, give me the nice name you give me, because we had names for each other. She's like, no, give me the nice name. I was like, you have a nice name? I basically just told my sister that I gave her a nice name instead of being rude. And so she's like, yes, I have a nice name. Remember, I was like, oh, your name's Baba. It's like Java. We're it's weird. So once she's like, oh yeah, and then she explained that my mother passed out 3 times during the whole operation because of the fact that my mother did not like blood. She was very she did not like seeing her own child in a hospital bed getting stitches. No mother wants to see that. I don't want anyone to experience that pain like I did. It was my own fault. Okay, I do not blame the dude for, swinging, because it was my own fault. I went behind him and I told him, yes, swing at your full force. And guess what happened? Yep, that's me. So once that happened, got to the hospital. So I woke up, and then after I woke up, I think I woke up, and then I think after the questioning, I fell back asleep. Like I said, this happened a while ago, so I don't remember clearly. But I'm pretty sure after I woke up, like, they're like, okay, it's time to leave, and then they picked me up, and I think I just fell asleep again, or I passed out. Because when I woke up, I woke up in my mom's bed, and she was like, and her and my sister are taking care of me. Like, they brought me soup. Like, when I woke up, they're just coming back in the room to bring me soup and warm milk and stuff and water. And then they saw me waking up. She's like, "Oh, how are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm fine." What is this on my chest? Because I noticed there's like these little suction things on my chest. She's like, "Oh, that's for you." I don't know what those are. Like I said, memory kind of blinked, so I don't know what those are. I didn't know what those are. So I was like, "Oh, okay." And so the doctor gave me those, and then they explained like, "Oh yeah, the doctor gave you those because they want to make sure you're okay." And and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's awfully nice of them." I really like those doctors. And of course, it was longer. It was a longer wait than I expected. But like when I was waiting, I didn't feel much pain because like the adrenaline and everything just died down, and the pain wasn't that bad anymore. So I could talk, or I could barely talk. Actually, I was like, basically, when I went home the next morning, I had stitches, and my mom told me that the doctor said I could not talk, like I cannot open my mouth like this, because if I do that, then the stitches are going to come off, and I'm going to be bleeding again and have pain. And I was so scared when she told me that. I physically no. I shut my mouth. I tried not to laugh. Like, my sisters were telling me stories, and then like, "Oh, do you remember, I'm not gonna tell his real name, Kevin, my boyfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah, I remember him." And I was like, "Oh," she was like, told me like they're like, "Oh, we're a couple now." I was like, "Okay, cool, I don't care." And she told me some jokes, and I was like, I had a little notebook and like some pens to told her, and I was like, "Vicky, stop making me laugh." And I was like, I was trying to keep my mouth closed. Have you ever seen, let me just make a reference to X-Men Origins, when Deadpool had his mouth sewed shut? I was like that. Like, I was like, I could not speak, no matter how hard I was trying. I did not want to speak because I felt like if the stitches came off, I'm going to have more pain and I have to revisit the doctor, which I did. If the stitches came off, I would have to revisit the doctor and then do the whole process again where I have to get stitched up again. So that happened, and I woke up, and after a while, the stitches, synced in. I had 5 stitches in total. Wow, that's not a lot. I know I sound a lot, but it at that time when you're, tell me this, you're like 7 years old. Like, I've never physically been like hurt so much. Like, that was the first time majorly getting hurt. I have other stories. That'll be next story time. Ooh. But yeah, that was the first time I ever got hit, and that was like the major injury. Like, I've never felt stitches. I didn't even know what stitches were at the time. So I was like, "Oh, okay, that's really weird. I hope I never get that." And that day was the day. 5 stitches were sewed into my mouth to keep it shut. It hurt. After, like, when I got home, it wasn't like, it felt, the stitches, it wasn't like sewed, they didn't like put a string through my mouth and like sew it shut. It felt like glue and a little bit like you know how you have like a string that's like coming out of your shirt, and you pull and you put you play with it. It felt like that on my lips. It was like a string with kind of like gel on it, and it felt weird. It didn't hurt me in any way. It just felt weird and kind of weirded out. I was like, it was weird. It's kind of alien goop. And it took, I asked my mom, I was like, how long is this gonna take to heal? And she was like, "Oh, don't worry, it won't take long. It'll take a few days." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so, that she was right. After a few days, it healed, and I was very surprised. I was like, "Oh wow, that's really cool." And yeah, it was really a good experience. But there's always it's never like It's never ogre. No, it was never. The pain didn't stop. Like, yes, my stitches healed, but I still had that scar, and I still do it to this day. Like, when I smile, like on my right, like my right, the right cheek or something, you can see like there's like a freckle or something. But on the left cheek, like the skin peels inward because of the stitches. It, you know, does that, and it's really weird. I kind of got freaked out. I was like, Mom. She like came to my aid. Oh jeez. She came to my aid because she didn't want her little boy to feel any pain because, I was little, and at that time I was a mama's boy. So yeah. So she came and she was like, "Oh, what happened? Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, but the stitches feel weird." And she thought the stitches were falling out, so she's like, "Oh, Bella." She told my sister to call the doctor again, and we're gonna bring James again. And she was like, "Okay, are the stitches falling out?" And she's like, "Yeah, the stitches are falling out." My sister was like, "Oh gosh, okay, I'm calling right now." And so they called, and then the doctor explained that the stitches weren't falling off. It was just me. It was just the stitches healing, and everything was gonna be okay as long as she doesn't keep talking. As long as he follows what I says and isn't gonna be talking or anything. So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. And and after that, we came home, and then the dude who I got hit with said sorry, it was all his fault. When I explained, I was like, "No, it's fine. It wasn't your fault, okay? I was being stupid, and I felt like I needed to stand behind you for some reason." And we shrugged it off, and it was all good. At the time, he was one of my best friends. Like, I have a best friend, like best friend. Like, I've known her since she was 3 years old, but at the time, he was like my second best friend. I thought I'd known him for like years upon years upon years, so I trusted him. And his dad was really cool, and his dad and my dad got along very well, and it was really awesome. So it was a kind gesture for him to think it was his fault, but it really wasn't. It was my fault. And yeah, I don't know why I did it. It felt so weird. So the next day he came over. It wasn't anything weird, My mom just kept an eye on us, and we actually the next day, because the next day was the day my stitches finally healed. So after that, it was just normal. It was weird. We went to the pool. Stitches felt weird in the pool. It felt soggy. It felt soggy, dude. Have you ever felt soggy stitches? Oh my god. Now the story's over, okay guys? The story's over. I'm just trying to finish this house. I underestimated the story. I thought I'd be able to finish this house. Now I'm just gonna finish the house and just talk. So that was my story. I know story time means just a story, but gotta understand what I built here. Sometimes it's too big. So I hope you guys I hope you guys enjoy this. Please, if you aren't subscribed, subscribe now. We're gonna be making more videos, hopefully, in the nearby future. Oh, just a reminder. Me and John will be trying to make videos together, but if we can, it might just be me or him or just me, because it looks like John has been really busy. Plus, school is starting, so I cannot. I might have to break my promise that I made to you guys about daily videos. Well, we will have to see, okay? But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And now we get to see our beautiful house be finished. You guys want to see that? Guys, No, don't leave. Do not click out of this video. No, no. And we're done. See you guys. Peace. Leave a like. I don't need to explain this. Just peace. Bye.